I always say, someone who just runs is gonna be a smaller version of themselves when they get done. Someone who lifts and runs will be able to actually change their physique. So if you start out an apple on the treadmill, you're gonna end up a smaller apple when you get done. If you start out an apple on the treadmill and you incorporate weight work into it, resistance training, you will not look like an apple when you get done. If you look like a pear when you start, you're just gonna look like a smaller pear when you get off that treadmill if you're just doing slow, steady state. If you add weight training and you add resistance and you add intervals on the treadmill, you will change the way you look. So if you don't care about the way you look, just do steady state cardio. If you want to actually make a difference and make a dent in your physique, sculpt it, carve it, shape it, add resistance training to your cardiovascular work. The combination works the best. Guys, welcome back. We are continuing with our summer series to keep ourselves in phenomenal shape year-round. Remember, if you keep yourself in great shape all year, you don't have to play catch-up when the time comes to take your shirt off. You don't have to use extremely heavy weights in order to build your shoulders. I've seen lots of guys over my long career try to put ridiculous amounts of weight up overhead, ridiculous amounts of weight out to the side, in front, and in back, and injure themselves in the process, so they're out longer than they're actually in the game. Today's shoulder blast is simple. It involves 4 exercises done back to back. That just means it is a multi or giant set. You're only gonna need 2 pieces of equipment for this one. 1 set of dumbbells and 1 barbell. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but I am a lot leaner this week than I was last week, and there's a reason for that. It has been a hot and humid summer. I've been doing a lot of work inside my garage, which tends to run extremely high with humidity and extremely high with heat. And in that process, I am sweating a lot. I've lost a lot of water weight, and I'm burning a lot more calories over the course of a regular day. Now, I have added 1 piece of equipment to my exercise arsenal. I've got a Nordic Track X24 treadmill in my garage that I have been using quite regularly. It is the sickest treadmill that I have ever used. And I've used a lot of treadmills over my 35-year career, both professionally and in my professional racing career. One of the things about treadmills that makes them unappealing is that they can be boring and monotonous. Not the X24. It's the most integrative treadmill that I've ever used. I'm actually excited to get back on it. And when I got into my running flow, it just felt good. And the really neat thing about this treadmill is that I can run anywhere in the world. I can pick mountains, I can pick forest, I can pick beach. I ran in Canada the other day. I ran in Iceland yesterday. There are coaches all around the world that have already set up programs so I can run right along with them. I burned a ton of calories, I sweat like mad, and I actually got off the treadmill feeling like I had done work. Incline, decline, the programs that I've been using have been adjusting for me so I don't have to sit there and touch all the buttons. Up to 40% incline. 40, yeah, 40% incline. That's what you see those handles up the top for. The deck is cushioned, it's got give. So I used to run out on the roads, on the sidewalk, on the street, and my joints were killing me. So I haven't run in years. I got on this treadmill for a few minutes and immediately I felt the difference. I didn't have aches in my knees, I didn't have aches in the joints, everything just felt smooth. And when things feel smooth and you feel good, you're gonna get on and you're gonna do a lot more. I can customize any workout that I want so that anytime I get on there, I can just click a button and everything is ready. Treadmills are a dime a dozen. This one is different and I think it's well worth checking out. Nordic Track X24, it's a great combination to do with your weight work. Let's get to the workout. Shoulders, boulders, see which ones you like the best. See if you can follow along with me. Let's go. All right, here's my setup. Very, very simple. I've got 15-pound plates on the end of my 45-pound bar, so that's 70 pounds. That is gonna be for the 4th and final exercise. The first 3 exercises, I have 25-pound dumbbells. Those will not leave my hands until I put them on the bar. Now, one of the keys here is choosing the proper weight for all exercises. If you are swinging and not contracting properly in the areas that you want to work, drop down in weight. Lighter weight is probably better. You'll get a better contraction and you'll be able to actually think about things. First exercise, lateral dumbbell raise. You'll notice I've got my dumbbells together. I'm gonna slowly bring them out and squeeze them at the same time. I've got 10 reps here. I want to keep my core tight. So that's number 3. 4, I'm not swinging, I'm controlling. 5, so you can see all the muscles in the shoulder working. 6, I give it a little squeeze at the bottom. 7, so far so good. 8, I'm not lifting them above my shoulders. 9, 1 more rep. Good, that is rep number 10. You're gonna lean forward at the waist, hinge. Rear delt raise. So that is 1, 2, same deal. We wanna have control when we do these. 4, and I'm concentrating on squeezing. 5, behind my shoulders. 6, slight bend in the elbows. 8, 9, should start to feel some sort of a burn. 10, the controversial one, the front raise, right out to the front. And I'm gonna tell you as soon as I get done with this one. 3, why we do it. 4, or at least why I do it. So make sure, 5, your abs, 6, are nice and tight. 7, every time you raise. 8, big squeeze. 9, I'm visualizing holding my vacuum cleaner. 10, straight out in front of me. When I've got to pick it up over our dog gate, got to grab that vacuum, hold it straight out in front of me, pick it up over that gate, and get it to the other side. So there are times where a front raise is functional. You're now going to grab your barbell. I've got pinkies on the first guy, so you can see I am wider than shoulder width. I'm going to clean that weight right up to the shoulder. And again, you can see from the front how wide I am. I want to push back up over my head, slightly forward. If you take a look from the side, my elbows are tucked in nice and tight. They're not flared. You can see exactly what angle they're at. So that's number 2. I don't want to use a ton of weight. I don't have to come all the way down to my chest if I don't want, if I want to keep my shoulders engaged. So we'll call that 3. We only want to get 4 reps here. 4, I want to keep pushing back, engaging my abs. 5, I'm going to get 5 more reps. So I'm really feeling these. Tuck the elbow in my shoulders and squeezing from there. I'm going to get 3 reps. 2 reps. And last rep. Pushing through. So that was 1 complete round. So I'm out of breath. That wasn't too bad. First round done. Make sure we do this back to back to back to back. There's no rest in between the first 4 exercises. That is designed to keep the shoulders fatigued. Again, under relatively light tension, none of the weight was extremely heavy. Over time, over rounds, you're gonna save your shoulders, you're gonna save your joints, and you will feel it a lot more than just lifting a really, really heavy weight that you feel is just heavy, but you really don't feel it in any specific part. When I'm doing my overhead presses, I am squeezing and focusing on my shoulders. Same thing with the lateral raises and the rear delts and the front raises. Focusing, make the mental connection with the body, and you'll see better results. For young guys and old guys, it's important to save your joints. Work hard, work intensely like I do. I work extremely hard, and I'm extremely intense when I work out, but I'm smart about it. I am looking for longevity. I want to be the guy who's doing it well into my 70s and 80s, and maybe even until I'm in the casket, right? 6 feet under, so that they look at me and they go, wow, that guy worked hard. Doesn't look like he ate a lot, but he worked hard. In all seriousness, this is a game of longevity. If you want to look good when you get to my age and above, you've got to be smart about how you lift, proper form and conditioning, how often you lift, the intensity that you put into it. Again, I said it before, if you take a pencil and you tap your body, you're gonna have to tap it 1,000 times to make a dent. If you take a sledgehammer, you hit it 1 time, or a mallet 1 time, and boy, it makes a dent. That's the same thing with intensity of your workout. Combining cardiovascular work, higher intensity interval work, slightly lighter weights with more concentration, but keeping the intensity high where we're not resting a lot in between. If we perform 5 to 8 rounds of what I just showed you, your shoulders are gonna be on fire. You're gonna get done with it and you're gonna go, man, I know exactly what I worked. And you're gonna be out of breath, so you're gonna get a cardiovascular effect at the same time. You go home, maybe you do your cardiovascular work later. Maybe you do it 2-3 times a week. Maybe you do it once a week. I've been working 1 to 2 days of what I call cardiovascular work, which is on that treadmill. We've got a couple of weeks left. Keep the momentum going. Let's work hard. And let's go.